Welcome to yet another interesting episode on the Midday Show live on Elko Television International. As usual, we always talk about different countries and tell you things to do, things not to do, and how to go about your activities in a particular country. And today we'll be talking about Greece. And of course, we all know that Greece is somewhere that you want to visit, a place that you want to go hiking, skiing, and doing a lot of things. And of course, is in Southern Europe. And I have a visitor, a guest who is coming from Greece today, who is going to tell us more about Greece. I have Tony in the studio with me. Welcome, Tony.
How are you doing, Linda?
I'm very well.
How is Nigeria?
Nigeria is fine, sir.
How are you coping in the hot weather?
Wow,
fine. And the hot.
Welcome back. At least you're back to join me.
I'm going back, of course. I'm going back.
You're going back to Greece.
I just came down for this show. And, it's an honor for me to be on the set, which I had to, acknowledge and then come over to, tell you more about Greece that you don't know about. And then there is this attitude that we, the Greeks, have.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm a Greek. There's this attitude we have in such a way that we don't really do too much.
Okay.
We don't really do things that would, like with the intention of trying to please others. We do what we feel convenient doing. So all the hype and everything you just did.
So what do you mean by that? Necessary. Like, you're not even happy that I was even trying to hype you.
No,
like, excuse
you don't need
you.
it. You don't need to do that. My self-confidence, my composure,
please tell us
my mode of speech would tell more.
This is what pride does to people when they visit a country that they've never been to, because just have a little opportunity to know a little about
not opportunity,
Greece.
it's opportunity. That's how it's pronounced.
Please, this is not an
from
English
Greek
class. Please.
It's a Greek. No, it's a Greek word. Opportunity. I'm telling you, this is something that I've been to Greece. Like, we know all of these things. Most of these words that we have in English, we are gotten from Greek.
Lord, can you please just come today so that I can just...
If you don't know the basic knowledge of a particular word or the origination of a particular word, you ask me.
Please tell me the origination.
I just told you it's from Greek.
Okay.
And it is called opportunity. Which is why the English decided to reverse their own to calling it opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you can ask me more questions and all of that. You are free.
It's a free. You as we go,
please ask, because I know you are naive. So definitely, I would want to put you to the light.
Did they send it to me today?
I'm just
are you out for me today?
No.
Let me not just start with you.
We don't do. I just told you that with the Greeks, we don't do too much.
Anyways, you don't do too much, and you just finish stroking me like back and front. It's fine, no problem. Don't worry. Anyways, we're talking about Greece, and there's something interesting about this particular country that, I was trying to make a research, and I just realized that, if you intend to travel to a particular country, you try to ask yourself, okay, what am I going to be doing there? Okay, I'm going for business. No, I have business meetings. No, I want to set up something, and all of that. And then you start thinking, okay, I'm going to build this thing. I'm going to meet people. I'm going to start up this. I'm going to start up that. It's interesting to know that it is actually one of the safest places to go to. When you talk about being safe, you talk about your business, you talk about the kind of thing you want to do. And then when you meet people in Greece and then you tell them you want to start up a business with them, you tend to tell them your ideas, tell them the possibility of it growing and all of that. Then when you start up that business, there's every tendency that it's going to grow to the level you want it to.
True.
Because if you talk about meeting people, you meet the right people to put you into this particular business, and then you start up what you want to do. You can just say you want to even start maybe, let's say, a games village or something, because you have a lot of activities to do, fun parts, of course, that you're going to say, okay, fine, people will want to travel just because, okay, you have this particular thing I want to go on. Okay, I can say I want to go hiking, I can say I want to go skiing, I can say I want to go for maybe other things like that, swimming and all of that. So then if you find yourself in this particular country, then you have a lot to do. And it's very interesting to know that when I find myself in Greece, just the way you have been in Greece. So maybe you can tell me more of the things you've done in Greece.
Let me do my collar.
Pride comes before a fall.
This is not pride. This is called self-esteem. So as I was about to say, Greece is actually a very nice place to go. I'm telling you from the perspective of what I have seen in Greece.
Don't get ahead of yourself, please.
I am not.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I'm telling you what you don't know.
Okay.
So, is actually is not just a very nice place to be, but then for the fact that it has been an ancient city or ancient country, like there is no way you would be you would undergo education and then not come in contact with Greece, because even in times of education, there are great philosophers that emanated from Greece. And I know you know the likes of Socrates, the likes of Plato, the likes of Aristotle, and the likes, like they are Pythagoras, and like they are just too much. Sorry, it's Pythagoras. So they are much, and they already have contributed to education as a whole. And Greece is actually a place that gave birth to, or would I say is the bedrock that have given, like there's more of like a bedrock for Western education or Western civilization. And there is nothing you would talk about as regards education that you will not come in contact with Greece, because of how healthy the should I say the exploited education. No, that's not, it's not exploitation, but they renovated education to be something interesting for the society. And they started from the areas of literature, arts, mathematics, science, and all of which, as at that time, education was to some extent minimal, like it was limited. It was not as expanded as it is right now. So you can't talk about Greece and not talk about the influence to which it has got into education, widely. And aside from that, aside from the education part, and aside from the education part, there are a lot of fun activities that are embedded in Greece. And when you talk about fun activities, you talk about hiking, you can go swimming, and then there are a lot of islands. I think we have about not less than 20 islands in Athens, which happens to be the capital city of Greece. So there are a lot of activities that you are likely to come in contact with. Aside from that, education is very, very valuable. Like it's valued in Greece. You don't have to necessarily pay for you to acquire education there, because they make education quite exposing to you to approach whichever angle or whichever way you want it to be, you want to approach it. So they don't neglect you, or probably deny you of any certain knowledge, because Greece itself is the cradle that is bedrock of education. So whichever knowledge you want to acquire, be it the science part, the literature part, the art part, you are likely to get the best of it in Greece. Aside from that, talking about their society and culture, they have so much pride in their culture. You know, Greece is one of the places that I think culture itself emanated from, because there are a lot of festivals, a lot of theater arts, in the sense that they have a lot of theater arts where you can just go, like as at then, where you watch movie, probably you see people acting movies and all of that, and then you go there to either watch movie or probably have yourself entertained. It's not just about acting too, but even recitations of poems and all of those things were done like dating back to ancient times. So all of these things, like if all of these things could be done then, you should know that education have started right before time, and then all we are doing is just trying to rebet education. And you know, aside from that, aside from the education part and all, one thing that strikes me about Greece is for the fact that you don't have to necessarily be involved in whatever activity that is ongoing. But then, by the time it starts, or probably the activity is ongoing, before you know it, you won't even know when you have yourself engaged into the activity, because it is quite catchy, it's very interesting, and all of that. Up to this moment, they still have theaters, like theaters where they used to watch movies, or they probably used to act dramas, and then people go over there to watch movies, or probably to act and all of those, and as well watch them, whatever thing they intend to do. So it's not just about what they did in the past, but even right about now, it is still ongoing. You can go to their theater, and those theaters are not even the recent ones. They were the old theaters that were reserved right from then up to this moment, and then the same drama and everything is still ongoing. So culture is one thing that they've preserved for so long, and then up to this moment, it's still ongoing. There are a lot of activities, there are a lot of things that we would talk about as regards Greece, but then I don't just want to throw you to the light just yet, because I know how jumpy you can be. I know how proudful you can be too, because by the time I start telling you some of these things now, you might even start doing more than me that have been there. So let me just give you your own ground to tell you what you've researched. I know I know you went to research, but just tell us what you've went to research. Then I'll continue from what I have seen in Greece.
Wow.
So the ground is yours.
Wow, what an attack.
Thank you.
Like, did they send
all
it
I
to
need
me
is
today?
thank you.
I can't tell you thank you. Don't worry. Don't worry. I like it though. Do you understand? I like it. Anyways, when you talk about things that, let's say, fun parts in Greece, and the activities that one can do, and then things that you can actually do and not do. I know we have a lot of fun facts about Greece, because someone can tell you, okay, I want to travel to Greece today. Okay, what do I want to go and do in Greece? Okay, what activity do I want to do? What fun activity do I want to involve myself in doing? Because in as much as I know that we have a lot of things to be done, they have a lot of tourist attractions, places for you to visit, things to do, and all of that. We have I think few of them. I think Greece, okay, just the way you said, Greece is made up of thousands of islands, and then in which I think about 6,000 islands, and then it was just, I think, just barely 200 that is inhabited. And then you understand that, okay, just imagine like they have 6,000 islands, and then just 200. Just imagine. So the rest of 5,000
of them in just one city.
In just one city. Do you understand? So then it's more like this is a place for one to visit for you. If you love nature, then it means you can actually find yourself in this place and not even find a dull moment at all.
True.
And someone like me, I know maybe if you've been having fun, then I think it's actually a go-to place for me.
I had a lot of fun, Linda.
You had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun. I still want to go and have a lot of fun. But then I'm even thinking, should I take you along with me while going next time? I will put that into consideration, and not just consideration alone, but put it into prayer. Because I will be needing to be convinced to take you along.
At this point, I think I want to end the show.
Really?
I think I'm done with you already. Wow, you're thinking.
Don't worry, I will take you.
No
Is
problem.
It not Greece?
No, it's fine. Is it not Greece? Is this
It's
guy?
Greece
It's not just. It's just here,
Just
like the
Greece
backyard.
now. Is this
No
Greece
problem.
now?
Anyways,
Thank you.
80% of Greece is made up of mountains. That's what I was saying. If you love hiking, this is one of the places you should find yourself. And then if you love nature, of course, one of the places that you should find yourself. When you think of Greece, you probably picture sandy shores. That's for some people. Blue ocean, of course. The whitewashed buildings and blue domes. Like, it's just a place for, like, just when you just start picturing the things you imagine in your head, and you start telling yourself, okay, this is a place for me to visit. Okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. Then you now start thinking of the kind of clothes to carry along and the kind of things to do. You understand? So then for me, I feel it's just very interesting to visit Greece, because okay, let's say it's home away from home thing. True. Because if you feel you need a place where you can relax, in a place where they can treat you like a queen, like a princess, like a king, like a prince, and all of that, this is one of the places for you to visit.
Absolutely. I can even recommend a particular spot for you in Athens.
Please.
We call it the Famitose.
Which is?
It's a suit, actually.
Okay.
So it's a place that it's a place that before you go there, you try to get a list of, you try to get a piece of paper. Okay. Then you list the activities that you want to do there. Okay. And believe you me, you will do even more than what you've listed. Like the activities there are so numerous. They are so several that you will exhaust and then add other activities that you want to do in that particular resort that I'm talking to you about.
I agree with you, because in as much as you said you have been there,
it's not said,
and you're back, I don't have a problem with it.
It's a matter of self-acclimation.
Based on my own research, there are a lot of places you'll find yourself. Let's say if you don't have a family, or maybe a friend or someone to visit in Greece, and you're going for business and all of that. Okay, yes, there are hotels in which you can go to. And then to think of the people in Greece, or the people of Greece, they are hospitable. And then when you try to tell me you find yourself in a particular country that you don't know anybody there, you definitely meet someone that's going to help you go through a lot of things. Maybe to help you into, maybe to take you to places you don't know anything about, or maybe to make you meet someone and all of that. You could actually start by meeting one person, by telling the person this is you, this is where you're coming from, and then you're just here for business, but you want to have fun. Because I feel it's all about having fun, not just going for business, work, but at least you can just rest your head to just have fun a little. And then Greece has diverse array of wildlife, of course, which I was still saying it is actually all about fun. And then with all this incredible coastal and mountainous landscape, it's no wonder that Greece is home to some of the world's most unique animals. When you talk about wildlife, of course, there are kind of animals that you want to see in a particular place. Maybe you just want to have that experience of seeing this particular animal. Maybe you've never seen it in person, like this is it, like okay, like face to face, one-on-one, but this is the opportunity for you to see them. Even find only specific Greek islands, including seals, turtles, frogs, lizards, snakes. Actually, for someone who loves to see snakes, I will emphasize on that. That is their own, but for me, no. And then you see fish, butterflies, mice, and oh, you're scared of snakes, right? I heard they say snakes are peaceful, except if they're being sent to you.
I don't want to see them.
They cannot. Anyways, it's just interesting to know that they have diverse array of wildlife. So of course you can find yourself there and still have fun. Like you don't need to have a problem about things to do. You have a lot of activities to find yourself doing.
And then it said that more tourists even visit Greece everywhere than the entire Greek population. Wow. That is a place that like the major people that visit there are even more than the population.
And I heard there are about 10 point something million.
It's even 11 point something. 11 point something million. And this is a
so
place
just
that about
imagine
17 million tourists visit every year.
Wow.
17 million.
And I think it's one of their source of income, actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is. Tourism is actually one of their source of income because, you know, there are lots of museums, there are lots of sites, there are lots of tourist attractions that are embedded in Greece. And for the fact that it was the bedrock, or it is the bedrock for great philosophers like the way I've mentioned earlier, people of interest to knowledge or probably to education would also want to go there and, you know, make a lot of findings to either build more on themselves or to, you know, better inspire them to doing whatever thing that they feel inspired to doing. So I think there are a lot of things that are embedded aside from activities. There are a lot of education or the educational system, educational sector that you are likely to come in contact with that will change your life for good. Because, you know, one thing about the education is if you are being ignorant of something, it hinders you from a lot of success. Yeah. But then when you are being exposed to it, or probably when you are exposed to it, of course, you would definitely like you to be more of like an eye opener for you to acquiring more success to what you've acquired before. So I think these are some of the reasons why they have much numbers as regards visiting and all of that to Greece.
Yeah, of course. And they said there are more than 4,000 traditional dances in Greece. Like more than 4,000. They love dancing.
That's what I said earlier, that there are lots of theaters up to this moment that have been reserved right from ancient time, that people just go there to watch whatever activity that is ongoing. It could be drama, it could be poetry recitation, it could be dancing, like whatever thing you want to have yourself entertained on or into. Or probably
you can actually be part of it as well.
Entertain with, you will really enjoy your sighting, you will enjoy your stay, you will enjoy whatever thing that you are exposed to seeing. That's one thing about Greece. It's a place, when I visited Greece, my intention was to stay for like a month, but for the past 2 years now, I've been there. What's funny?
Okay.
For the past 2 years now, I've been there. And if not for the fact that I got an invite from Equa Television to be on this set.
Because
I will not be here.
I told you earlier, don't get ahead of yourself, right? I told you earlier. Anyways, Greece has more museums than any country in the world. Yeah, that's true. A fact.
Yeah, I visited like about, I think, 15 of them.
Just 15, and
yeah, time I was working now.
They have about 110.
So I visited 15, didn't I try?
Excuse me. You still have like 95 to go. So like you did not even try. So I'm sorry. Anyways, it takes a spot the most in the world, from the museum and the National Museum in Athens to the sites of Delphi and Olympia. You will find some of the world's most important and remarkable collections of Greek antiquities. Yeah,
this is the educational part that I was trying to lay emphasis on. Okay. Like, you know, Greeks, I don't know where God gave some of those philosophers that special intellect. Because, you know, it's one thing for you to know your talent, and then another thing for you to utilize those talents that you've been given. So I think some of these great philosophers, after acquiring this intellect, the way they utilized it, like, is something that I feel I feel God specially gave them the ability to to accomplishing, because it's not easy to make findings after a very long time, and then your theory and everything of which you are making findings about coming to existence, and then you are being seen like a prophet and all of that. So like, it is a thing of pride, it's a thing of it's a thing to be pompous about, and which is why they stand to be one of the influential countries in the whole of the world, all because of the fact that education or knowledge as a whole was baited in this particular country.
Well done, Tony.
Yeah, I've been there, so I know how things are done actually.
Anyways, they have a lot of tourist attractions, and then I think the first is the Acropolis in Athens, which is actually the capital. It's considered the symbol of Athens and Greece, and indeed of Western civilization. And then the Acropolis is a rocky mount rising in the heart of modern Athens, and then it's crowned by 3 magnificent temples dating from the 5th century BC. Why are you so happy?
You think I've been there. That's why, because
you're giving me headache already.
The way you are giving the description of this place is making me to remember how the place looks. This is a place that I've been there for over how many centuries now, like 5th century, and up to this moment they were able to reserve the place. Like, if you go there, it's more of like heaven on earth, believe you me. Like, the way they furnished the place, the way they reserved the place, and then the feeling you get while being there, believe you me, you've never had gotten that feeling before. I won't lie to you about this, Linda. I don't think you ever had that feeling before. The feeling is just superb. It is extraordinary.
Okay.
And it's inspiring too.
Okay.
Because it will start giving you these memories of, okay, this place, what inspired or what probably motivated this building, and what were the activities that were ongoing in this particular site. And then you begin to ask questions, and from there curiosity sets in, and then you start asking questions to why this place was being reserved, and what really the activities were then that was taking place around this particular site. And then from there you start adding knowledge to yourself, and then you start being inspired. Then that feeling of you being feeling out of the world start setting in. I know what I know what I'm talking about, because I've been there. I have the feeling. I've felt it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Anyways, Acropolis Museum Athens is the most visited tourist attraction.
Yeah.
And then designed by Swiss architect Bernard. And then it is an ultra-modern glass. Oh Lord, like, I just want to picture
this museum
alone.
is different from from the Acropolis itself. Acropolis site itself. I've been to these 2 places. This Acropolis site is just the mere theater where I know you've read some of these mythical stories of ancient, Greek gods, where you have the Hercules and the likes of them. So some of these places, some of these sites were where they usually had their meetings and all of that. But then this museum are where you see some of the artifacts, some of the the significant things, maybe some of that, like you see even the...
Professor, let me cut you from here. Before you continue saying all the things you want to say, can we just take a time out?
Oh, really? I have a lot of things to say about Greek.
Please, that's why I said professor. Okay. Anyways, you've been saying a lot of things. Like, you're already giving me headache. Please, just relax, you will continue. Okay. Anyways, to our viewers, thank you for staying with us and then watching this first part of the show. We'll take a time out, and when we come back, we'll tell you more about Greece. Please stay with us. Welcome back. It's still the Midday Show live on Echo Television International. If you're just joining us, please just sit down and just get the little we have more to tell you about Greece. I still have Tony in the studio with me. Welcome back, Tony.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Professor
Tony. Respect that name. Tony is
Wow.
a big name, actually.
Big name like Tony.
Big name like, oh my God, you are there.
Anyway, we've been talking about tourist attractions, like places to visit where you find yourself in Greece. And again, we have the Santorini.
Yeah, true. You know, it's actually a very stunning place. I've not really been there, but
No, you should be there. I thought you've been everywhere.
No, I just told you I visited
Professor.
like 15 places. I visited 15 tourist attractions.
Okay.
But this place is not really didn't really captivate me because of the things I heard, and for the fact that this is actually a very fine place though.
Okay.
But I was not really captivated to going there because my aim of going to Greece didn't involve sites like this. You know, I went there for me to be inspired, for me to increase.
Do you
my
know
knowledge.
something? Do you know what Santorini is all about? It's all about the place where you can walk the aisle, where you can take your bride.
That is what I'm telling
It's
you
a
now.
romantic place.
You are telling me
for
this
you to
thing.
find
I told
yourself.
I just told
for you
you
to
that
just get. The last
this
time I
place-
checked,
this place didn't
like
involve-
your.
I didn't involve this kind of places to my. I didn't add it to my bucket list because
Okay.
it's not really.
You that I know, this would have been the first place you would have found yourself.
Do you know me more than myself?
Excuse me,
Do
sir.
you know me more than myself?
Yes, I'm telling you this particular part. All about Santorini, yes.
Eh.
I got you there, right? You see?
not
So
your
I
fault.
know
It's not your fault.
you that I know you will like life like waiting.
I don't get money.
Anyways, this is actually a beautiful place
Yeah,
to
it
find
is,
yourself
it
in.
is.
In Greece, when you visit Santorini, it means you have plans. Maybe when you go, it's actually a romantic getaway destination.
True.
Like it's a place where you can find yourself with your loved ones. They said if you find yourself there, like you will intend to propose again if you have not done that before. Maybe if you're married already, you want to tell your wife you love her like countless times.
The
because
reason
of
why I
how
didn't actually
beautiful
go
the
there
place
is while I was in Greece, I didn't see the need of being in any intimate relationship. And you know, you have to be in a relationship before you start
You
thinking
say
of
lie.
places like this or sites like
You
this.
say lie.
So which was the reason why I didn't really see this place to be one of the intriguing or interesting places I needed to visit. But then from the stories and everything I heard about this place, it is actually a nice place. And if by chance I come across any girl that my heart strikes, I think I would think of visiting here and then making the goal of establishing a union between me and that lucky human being. I know you are wishing to be that lucky.
Excuse me, I'm not wishing. Is it you?
But
I
I
don't
won't settle
want
for the
this.
less.
Thank you. I'm the less. So it touched me.
Sorry.
I'm the
sorry.
less. No problem.
I
You
saw
will
that
beg me
coming.
after this show. You will beg me.
I saw it
And I have
coming.
one person I'm going to report it to. You know who that person is already. Don't worry. Anyways, we have the Delphi on the Greek mainland. Delphi is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, of course. And then it's built on the lower slopes of Mount Parnassus, overlooking a dramatic ravine. The site was sacred to the ancients who came here on pilgrimages. Okay, I think this is one of the places you should visit.
Yeah, I visited.
pilgrimages
I
to
just
worship.
wanted to finish. Just wanted to finish your research, so I'll tell you what
Okay,
I've
since
seen.
you didn't go to Santorini, this is the place
I
you
went
find
to
yourself.
I went to Delphin. I went to Delphin.
Ah, Lord, it is made of the crumbling ruins of numerous temples, a theater and stadium dating from between the 8th century BC and the 2nd century AD.
True.
Nearby stands the Delphin Archaeological Museum, and then displaying an impressive collection of finds from the site. Delphi lies 180 kilometers northwest of Athens.
Very true. Very correct. You are very absolute. You know, this is a place that people go as like they consider this place as a pilgrimage and site in the sense that you go there and then some people believe that by the time they go there they will get healings to what they want to be healed upon, because a lot of people go there and then come back and testify that I went there with this so disease and then when I got there I was being healed of this and that. Like there are a lot of reasons to why people go there. Some people go there to prophesy, people go there to sing, people go there to make music or get inspiration of music. Like it's a place that to some extent is attached to spirituality or is attached to what's that word? I've forgotten that word now. But then it's a place that has to do with a metaphysical attitude. I mean, a metaphysical belief, in the sense that you just have to believe that, okay, there's a spiritual, is a spiritually inclined sort of place, and then you just believe that by the time I get there, I'm going to get whatever thing I want to get, and then probably by choice or by chance you get.
You need to go there so that they can heal you of the disease of pride.
I was here.
That's what I'm saying. So like you need to visit that place again.
So that they can heal you. Of course, when you are
so
here,
they'll heal
take you there.
I'm sorry, I don't want to go with you anymore. Thank you.
Then we have the towns and the beaches to Crete. And this is actually one of the massive islands of Crete. And it was one of the most popular vacation destinations in Greece. And then it is blessed with some of the best beaches in Greece.
Like, seriously.
Like, the island draws visitors from around the world. And some of the most popular beaches on Crete ranges from the small hikes of sand baked by restaurants, and then to wide open natural stretches lapped by incredibly clear waters and endless view across the sea. But then it's not just about the beaches. It has its fair share of notable archaeological sites that include the impressive palace of Knossos, located near the pleasant city of Heraklion, the historical city of Ghanaian, and then the laid-back town of whatever thing they call it. And then it has a wonderful old waterfront area, perfect for spending long afternoons on a cafe terrace, getting lost in the view. And then the massive island of this Crete is one of the most popular vacation destinations in Greece. Like, it's a lot here.
Yeah,
like, a lot of activities that are embedded here. And it's a place that you would die to stay in. Like, it's a place
I
that
don't
you
want to
go.
die there, but I just want to go there.
These are places you die in and then make heaven. I'm telling you the facts.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Don't mislead.
No.
Don't please. The thing is, what if you go there with maybe, let's say, a different motive, or maybe you go there and then you end up doing something bad. So you go to heaven because of how beautiful that place is.
No, I'm not saying that. You know, some people actually believe that you have to die in a very fine place before you make heaven.
That's their belief, actually.
I'm just saying.
But it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't actually.
It doesn't work like that.
Capping,
Yeah, I get. It's very interesting to know that when you find yourself in this place, it's not just all about the beaches. When you talk about maybe just going to the beach, just go and have fun and all of that, they said they have a lot of archaeological sites.
Yeah,
so then it means it's very important for you to find yourself there. So it's not all about the fun parts, but at least you can actually find yourself doing something very important for yourself and for other people around you. We have a lot of places to visit, but there we can't just talk about places without talking about food. You know, you that like food very well. So when you talk about food, like, I need you to talk about delicious baked moussaka.
They can cook. Like, it's probably the most famous Greek dishes.
Wow.
Believe you me. Like this moussaka, we call it moussaka.
We call
there's
it.
There's a stress in the saka. Moussaka.
Okay.
So there's a stress there. Like, it consists of a lot of layers of fried minced meat and potatoes, and then it is all topped with creamy bechamel sauce and then baked until golden brown. And then some Greek restaurants will also serve an equally delectable vegetarian version. It's actually a very nice, like,
delicious baked moussaka.
It looks like what's it that you guys used to eat that you like very well?
That we like. What's that?
That you used to pack in carton. What was it?
Pizza.
Pizza, yeah.
Pizza you would like very like. If you eat it, you will not eat it. But did you eat it when you were in Greece?
There's no this thing substitute for pizza now. It tastes almost the same thing. So what's the essence of me looking for pizza when I have a locally made dish that can nutrify me and then make me more fresher than eating some artifact artificial stuff and all of those things. So it's I'm in need of getting pizza.
I say you're giving me joy this today.
It's true. The thing is, if you've been to, if you are well traveled, people will find you interesting because you have a lot of things to talk about. So I'm well traveled. I have seen things. I have experienced things. I have been into so many things. So I can be interesting too, and which is why I'm giving you that joy that you're having now.
I told you need to go for healing. I told you that healing, that pride disease that you have, they need to heal you from that. And also have the ultimate traditional Greek food, which is the fasolata. and then is another Greek national dish, although not so well known internationally, of course, but is a classic white bean soup. And then it's simply, when you talk about white bean soup, it's more like you're talking about this the white soup that we have here that you want to eat. And then it's not like it's okay, that's the one they normally use, that's like your people that normally used to eat. Of
Which one's my
course,
people?
I don't understand. Is it
We
what
call
is
it bean
the
soup.
bean soup, right?
We call it sunny in my language.
We call it what?
Sunny. Very sweet.
You see, it's a simple yet hearty affair consisting of beans, of course, crushed tomatoes and vegetables such as onions, carrots, celery, and then it's often flavored with thyme, parsley, and bay leaves.
True.
So, like, when you see, like, okay, you said yours, this is different from your own. And then when you talk about, they said it's actually a national Greece dish. So it's one of the meal that you want to taste. Did you eat this?
Yeah, this one is more of like what is it called? And it's something you can just, like normal chops rather.
Okay,
You
like
can
you can just
eat,
snack
you can
on.
just take, or you can just take on with any soft drink and all of that. It's very cheap. I think it was.
I
it
didn't
was
ask you
50.
for the price. Thank you very much.
Okay, but I'll still say it's just 10.
I did not
10
ask you
cents
for
per-
the
per
price.
One, 10 cents per one. So it was that cheap. It was
So,
that cheap.
but why did you buy it when you were coming back?
That would be contraband now.
Really?
I'm not a local person. Why would I buy what's it called?
So did you learn how to
Fasolota?
make it, since we already know the
There was no need.
ingredients?
I'll go back, of course. So
Yeah, but at least if you want to tell us about the meal, how delicious it is, at least you can help us to make, even if it's just one, so we can
I
just
didn't go there
taste.
to make out. I didn't go there to know how to bake fasolita.
Oh,
Or
wow.
fasolata rather. I went there to gain more knowledge on the one I've gotten already.
So
and
you've
which is
gotten
why-
more knowledge on,
Yeah.
on what you
I'm
have.
not impressed.
I'm not. I'm sorry.
That's your
I
problem.
think you didn't go there to impress me, so I'm sorry.
Then we have the sesame covered kolori, and this is more of like a big there's a big food there that usually been taken in the morning, and then you will often see these locals on their way to work marching on this particular meal. And then it's a large soft bread that is covered in this sesame seed, and then they are often sold with yellow street cards, and then eaten on the go with a cup of coffee. This actually is a very nice cake. We call it cake. You can substitute the name to cake actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a locally made cake.
Wow.
And just like I have described earlier, there are lots of seed. This sesame seed is what they refer to as the seed. It's actually a seed that grows everywhere. Like that is farmland and all. So there's this special taste it gives to this particular cake while eating it. And that if this the taste used to be different when you eat it alongside with the seed, and then when you eat it differently. You don't get that absolute taste when you don't eat it with this particular seed. But then when you eat it with this particular seed, that's what makes it this sesame cake. But when you don't eat it, it's more of like normal chops that you get somewhere and then you eat, and then you not really have the feeling or that particular taste that you want to get while eating it.
Okay. I think another meal here, we have the juicy stuffed yemista. And it's actually a traditional meal that is made of local vegetables, and then typically tomatoes or peppers that are stuffed with rice and then roasted in the oven. Some versions of your mista also include minced meat. Okay, this is another meal again that you can have when you travel to Greece. They said is a local meal that is made from vegetables, and then you can use tomato, you can use pepper and all of that, just for you to munch on it, and then life goes on, which is it means it's filled with it. Like all of these ingredients, you can just use it to make this particular meal, just for you to have something to munch on, maybe before you go to work, or maybe before you go to bed.
It's very tasty. I tried this, I think, and if you're actually a lover of tomatoes or vegetables, believe me, you're enjoying this.
And then you can actually put rice in it again. This is
true.
something that you can actually have. I don't know if you had this. Did you?
I just said I did.
Okay.
I did. It's a very nice. It has a very nice taste. Very
alright.
like extremely nice taste.
Okay.
Yeah, like saying this right now is making me crave for this particular meal. Yeah.
Congrats.
Like it's so delicious.
You're always hungry now, so I'm not surprised.
Jesus. But I will overlook that
Yeah.
because I would want to regard what you just said as Okay, let's continue. Let me not lose guard.
Anyways, we have a favorite Greek food, which is the lokomades. and it is a delicious meal loved by children
Children
and
and
adults
adults.
alike. And then there are small fried donuts like balls drenched in honey syrup and then sprinkled with various toppings such as cinnamon and then crushed walnuts. People usually order a large plate of them to share with friends and family. This is Greek dining at its
His
very
best.
best.
But this is more of like children food.
And so even with adults too.
But I didn't see need of eating this particular meal because it's children
This is
related.
are
Yeah,
you not a child?
I'm not a child anymore.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm an adult.
Okay.
Yeah, true. So I didn't really see the need of taking this. I didn't even taste it actually because of the fact that I felt it was children sort of bite and stuff. So there wouldn't be need for me to. I have that pressing things to do.
But
you
the
get?
last time I checked, they said adults are like,
And it's a choice now.
okay,
You can choose to. So I didn't choose to.
okay, that's fine.
Thank you for understanding.
Th-
Then we have hot of the Greek souvlaki or souvlaki rather souvlaki, and then this is popularly known all over the world, and that this Greek meals usually like pork, and then are often served hot, and typically one enjoying this with what they call the za. I think this za is more of like
za.
something like pita bread, salad, tomato, or rice. And then the Athens version of this dish is usually marinated overnight.
Mm.
So it has to be done overnight. I didn't really some of this food I didn't really taste them because of you don't have to be.
You stayed there for
No,
2 years and
yeah,
you did
yeah,
not eat.
It's not every, I must not eat everything. Of course, I should have my favorite. My favorite is that
Thank God you're back.
this fasolata. That was actually my favorite. So I didn't really see the need of being indulged into various of food and all of that because that was not the reason why I had to go there. I had other important reasons why I was in Greece, of which I have to go back and accomplish.
Anyways, we've said a lot about Greece.
Why are you humble and
and
quiet? Did I make
because
you
I
humble?
don't, you make me humble. Anyways, we've said a lot about Greece. We've said everything that has to do with okay, food, and then fun facts, and then tourist attractions, and all of that. There are things people should know about Greece in which you should not do when you find yourself in Greece. That because there are a lot of activities that you should do, and then there are things that when you find yourself in Greece you should avoid, because when you say there are do's and don'ts, so this is part of the don'ts that you shouldn't find yourself doing, which is don't only carry credit cards. So it means you can actually have cash with you when you're going anywhere, because maybe there might be places where it will not need a card. Maybe you can just use your card, maybe little amounts and all of that. Don't assume zebra crossings are safe. Of course we know about that, like it's just like a normal thing for us not to assume, because a lot of people can just assume okay, it's safe for you to have the zebra crossing, but it's not, of course, because it could be dangerous to you. Something could just happen to you when you're assuming that. And then don't be reckless if you're driving. That's more like, it doesn't really need to be in Greece. Anywhere you find yourself, don't be a reckless driver, because you might end up losing your life or maybe hurting yourself and other people as well. If you're thinking about yourself alone, then think about other people. If you feel like okay, maybe nothing is going to happen to you, but maybe due to your reckless driving you can actually affect someone out there who is trying to struggle with his life as well. And then it says don't play. Okay, sorry.
No, I'm just trying to add to what you said. Like,
okay.
You don't have to necessarily
underdress to go to church.
Yeah, you can just dress moderately and something casual, and then you look good and all of that. Don't throw paper in the toilet. Like a lot of don't and like those.
Yeah, don't trust the tap water. Don't try to touch or take artifacts.
It's a place that have about 40. Is it 4,000?
Like they said, this part of don't refuse to dance. I think there's another activity where you find yourself that when you see them dancing, maybe let's say in the theater, they said this is a place for you to throw out your shoes. Then you dance your life out, like just be happy. They are dancers because they love to dance. So of course, if you find yourself that maybe someone is trying to welcome you, like okay, excuse me, dance, like don't refuse to do that. It's more like they've already welcomed you into their country. They love you and then they have you there. So you don't feel as if maybe they're trying to hurt you by not bringing you with them. But then when they invite you to dance, don't hesitate to do that, because it's just very interesting to know. And then don't assume people can't speak English. Of course they can speak English. Then don't expect shops to be open on Sundays.
True.
Not
Well,
like other countries where they can actually open on Sundays and do anything they want to do.
yeah, I
But
think they are
then,
not business oriented as such. I mean, business driven rather.
yeah. Anyways, it was actually interesting talking about Greece,
You know, you want to do more of,
Professor Tony.
yeah,
Tony,
big name, big
well
name, big
done.
name, big name.
Anyways, it was nice doing this with you, as
Thank you for
usual.
having me.
Always doing this with you.
So are we
and-
taking off to Greece next week or so? Then?
Oh,
Are you
okay.
willing to go?
No, I'm not going with you. Yes. So have a safe flight when
Thank
you
you.
leave.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers, for staying with us on today's episode that we talked about Greece. I hope you had fun, and I hope you have plans on traveling to Greece, just like Tony here in the studio.
Sure.
If we don't come back again, I hope you have a beautiful day. We love you out there.